We're going to discover AWS's AI playground, PartyRock. This is a great platform to be able to develop an application using AI that you could be able to share out to others or use internally for your own use. I want you to share the link in the comments below so we could all see what you've been able to develop. This is an AI-driven playground that's developed off of Amazon Bedrock. Amazon built this for everybody, so if you had an idea in mind that you want to leverage AI but you didn't know necessarily how to do it, this is a very simple approach to be able to experiment. You could build it, deploy it, and then share it out with others or just use it for your own usage. I built one for you guys to be able to leverage, and then you could be able to input a certification that you're looking for. I do have it focused specifically on cloud certifications, but it will provide some recommendations on the training and also maybe a timing regimen and how much time it's going to allocate towards that. And also some practice exams, maybe some projects as well. So I'll share that link in the description below for you to be able to tinker out and you can see what that looks like. I really wanted it to be a user input. So the user puts in the certification that they're looking to achieve. So for instance, I have the AWS Solutions Architect Associate. From there, the response is going to be tied to that input from the user. It's going to leverage the large language model, the LLM. From the Claude, there's also Jurassic and also Titan from Amazon. I did the Claude because from some of the other outputs that I was getting, I felt this was the most accurate. Then you could also go down to the advanced settings, which allow you to kind of increase the complexity and increase the amount of effort that it's trying to leverage in order to give you a good and more accurate response. So I keep iterating off of this and I'm trying to make it better and better, please, by all means, throw some comments in below that if there's some options or things that you would like to have in a response that is in here. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video to kind of show the changes that I did and how I did it. I want to show you how to build one really quick. So it's very simple. After you get your AWS Builder ID, or if you already have one, then you input that in, you register. So it's pretty straightforward. As you can see, you're going to be dropped into Backstage, which is basically your dashboard. So you're going to have the applications that you're working on, or you just need to get started. The other part I want you to notice is the amount of credits that you've used. There's going to be a little meter that will show what's available. If you have any more questions, please refer to the FAQ. To get started, click the Generate App. Now you're going to see an app builder box, which is going to be an input. You basically want to describe what type of app that you're going to put in. It will take a little bit of time to generate this, but then you can click Generate App and it will do that for you. It at least gives you a framework from some templates. But we're going to start from an empty app. This will drop you right into the blank slate that you have. So you're going to have the tiles that you can be able to get going through widgets. So to create a widget, you click the one at the top or you hover over and there'll be an option to add a widget. You're going to see the options for input, static, also text generation, image generation, and also a chatbot. We're going to start off with the user input, and you can see it pulls open a blade that's off to the right. This will have the title of the widget that you're going to be using and also the placeholder that's going to be some information that you want to put for the user to be able to know. So we're going to put the user input and maybe ask what certification are you going to be working on. Now there's going to be another tile spot that you can add a widget. Here we're going to add a text generation. So whatever the input is from the user is going to be then be able to generate an output from the text generated AI. And as you can see here, there's going to be a title. There's also going to be the model. So there's going to be several different models that you can choose from. Right from the get-go, we'll just start off with Claude. And the prompt is going to have basically a way for you to filter out and provide more context for the AI to do its work. So the user input is automatically selected because that's the only other widget that's attached. If you have more widgets available, it will actually allow you to do a selection from that spot. You'll also see that when you hover over it, it'll highlight which widget it's applying to. So in the prompt here, we want to be more specific. So we're going to provide a training recommendation and a schedule. And then we'll use a comma to separate the next statement. So whenever you do a comma, it's going to be basically the statement that the AI engine needs to understand and interpret. So it's best to use the commas. And then there's going to be the advanced settings. This will allow the AI to be more conform to what you're trying to do or to be more abstract and trying to get more information from other resources from its language models. So now we'll just put let's see, AWS Solutions Architect to see what this is going to come up with. Sometimes it will take a little while for it to generate the response. Other times it's actually pretty quick, but for the most part, I'm going to resize it a little bit just so it can get the field of what I'm trying to get from the output. And there you go. We have a very simple recommendation. So we're going to label this training app. And then if we want to, we can make a public and share. Then it'll provide an option to be able to copy that link to the clipboard. If you need to create a snapshot, and then it'll allow you to share it to others, or you make a copy of your application, you can do that. me make changes, you can click the edit. So if you do an image generation, this is going to be a really good option to be able to take a little bit more fine tuning on how you want to do that. So the model that it automatically goes to is a Stable Diffusion XL. It's a really good one. It's very simple, but it's going to be able to generate the different types of styles that you want. So you have to select the style preset. And if you want like a 3D, analog film, anime, cinematic, there's a bunch of different options that you can be able to toy around with. And this will have also the same option, is that depending on the user input, you can also have it automatically reference that and then create an image based upon that user input. And you do the same way, you do the @ sign and then you attach it to the widget that it's assigned to. For the advanced settings, then you also have the CFG, which is a classifier-free guidance. And what that does is that basically it's going to pull the information in, and then you're basically saying, I want you to be a little bit more stringent or less stringent on the requirements from the text input. So if you say something about a lake and you're being more very specific, it's going to, depending on the scale that you put it, 1 is like, I'm not going to really pay attention to it at all. And 30 could be, I'm doing exactly what you say. You're going to lose some quality because it loses its creativity in a way when it's developing a lot of that. Okay, so then from there, if you wanted to be able to do a chatbot, you could put the chatbot in. And depending on how you want to imagine or how these things are going to work together, then you can be able to put those things in place. The chatbot's going to basically leverage the same LLM models that you have for the text input. So do kind of keep that in mind. It's very simple, but it's also very flexible when it comes to that. And that's your application. Wow, that's incredibly easy to be able to build something on AWS PartyRock that leverages AI and that you could be able to tinker and explore and be able to share that out with others. So be sure to like and subscribe. And I would love to know in the comments if you've built something, share those links, and I'd be interested to see what others have done.